Hello, I'm VXToyCat and welcome back to another top 5 video. Today I'm going to be running through the top 5 sources of damage for Minecraft, Xbox and Minecraft PlayStation. And the reason I'm making this video is because sometimes it can feel pretty bad when you get hit by a skeleton and it does a full 2.5 hearts of damage, or even worse when you get hit by a splash potion of harming and it does 6 hearts of damage even through armor to you. It can make you feel like you're going from all your hearts to no hearts in a matter of seconds and feels a bit unfair. So I figured to make you feel better by comparison, or at the very least to just show you some cool deaths in Minecraft, I'd show you the top 5 sources of damage you can take in one hit for Minecraft. So that's what we're doing today. Please do like it if you do like it, because it helps out the channel a lot, and let me know you do like it. But let's get straight into the video, shall we? By quickly explaining first of all that this will be measured from hard difficulty, where if you don't know, mobs do 1.5 times their normal difficulty damage, so just adjust accordingly if you do play a normal only. And also bear in mind that this is going to be measured from one hit of damage only. So stuff like lava, which does a lot of damage after the fact, isn't going to be counted, and stuff like the ghast, because it does count as when it hits you and then when it explodes as 2 separate pieces of damage, that's not going to count either. So just bear this stuff in mind as we get straight into the video with number 5, because that's a pretty good place to start if you ask me. And number 5 is going to be a mob you might expect to be a lot higher up on this list, because he is a pretty intimidating one that you fight at the end of the game, and it is of course the Ender Dragon. So the Ender Dragon has a lot of attacks in his arsenal, but the one that you probably didn't expect to be the most damaging is his direct damage attack. So when he flies directly into you, something he rarely does on the console edition, but he does a bit more on the PC, he will do 7.5 hearts of damage to you directly. That's right, that's 3/4 of health bar just instantly gone as he attacks you. And what makes this really crazy is, even though we're only measuring those 7.5 hearts, if in the real Survivor game, if you get that hurt and you're like, 2.5 hearts surviving, in reality you're probably going to die anyway, because he usually flings you into the sky, because it's, he direct attacks, then he flings you as well, and that falling damage is going to probably be at least enough to finish you off. So in reality, he can kill you in one hit, and even if he doesn't, it's going to be most of the health bar just destroyed by the Ender Dragon, and that's why I think the Ender Dragon is pretty terrifying. So that's also why he's number 5 on the list. And number 4 on the list, something that can not only do more than 3/4 of a health bar, but can actually do significantly more than a full health bar, is one that only shows up from other players, but it's pretty funny what it does, because as I open this chest, a trap chest, which totally has no trap attached to it, you'll actually be able to see that what happens is it's the falling anvil that is the most damaging, or the 4th most damaging thing. So the falling anvil is capped, unfortunately, at 20 hearts of damage, which is enough to kill you twice over, and it means that even if you're wearing a helmet and protecting yourself, you're still going to take some serious damage from this thing. And the reason for that is because, of course, it's one of the heaviest blocks in the game, being dropped on your head from a serious distance. So every block down that this thing drops will do an extra 2 hearts of damage to a maximum of 10 things, which is still pretty crazy. And I think the reason it's capped probably is something to do with killing mobs, because you can drop anvils on the Wither, you can do all these things and do some crazy damage, but if you do have an anvil dropped on you, at least laugh at it, because for someone to line that up perfectly, it did take a lot of effort, and I think it's one of these infuriating, like, crazy overkill deaths, because at the very least, you know that they did go through the effort of setting up a trap for you, and you can be like, haha, killed by a falling anvil, but can I get my stuff back, maybe? Is the kind of reaction I'd expect. But yeah, that's number 4 on the list. Let's move on to number 3, which actually is another player attacking. So, unfortunately, other players are only going to be number 3 on this list, which is still kind of crazy if you think about it, because if you combine the most damage you can do to 12 players, which is sharpness 5, with the strength potion of 2, which does 2.6 times extra damage, with a critical hit, which if you don't know, when you're in midair, when you attack, you do an extra 50% of damage, you can overkill people not only once over, not only twice over, but 3 times over. That's right. With all these things combined, you do 30.5 hearts of damage. So to quickly just show you how crazy this is, we'll take the Enderman, one of the mobs with the most health, double that of a zombie or skeleton, with 20 hearts, so double what I have. We can actually kill him in one hit using this, which is so crazy when you really think about that. One of the craziest mobs to kill that usually gives you a hard time in one hit with this. And if you think about that with another player, it means even if they're wearing full diamond armor, you can kill them in 2 hits using this. So just jump, hit, and they're dead that fast with their full diamond armor. So that's why this is crazy. Obviously, it requires just the right equipment, and in reality, you're probably not going to see this in PvP, especially not on the console, but it's something that can happen, and it's something you should watch out for. So if you see someone with their strength 2 potion, maybe back away from them, because they can probably kill you pretty fast. So that's why you should end a pearl away into number 2 here, which is actually going to be another mob. So this is a mob you might not expect. You might be like, it's definitely going to be the Wither, isn't it? But in fact, it is the Creeper and the Charge Creeper. So they're kind of the same mob and kind of not at the same time. But basically, a Creeper, when it blows up next to you on hard difficulty, will do 36 hearts of damage. So that's enough to overkill you 3 times over, and then a little bit more. which is kind of crazy by itself, but you might be familiar with the Charge Creeper. This is kind of the creeper on the next level. When a creeper very, very rarely gets hit by lightning, it's so rare that basically these don't show up in the wild, but it might happen, and even if you purposely have them, they can still happen. Basically, when it gets hit by lightning, it doubles its explosion damage and radius, because of course it's taking the power of lightning and using it for itself. And basically, this means that if we have a Charge Creeper hit us, I'll go back to full health just to make sure this happens. It will do 72 hearts of damage, because it's double the 36, and also double the damage explosions, which is just so crazy when you think back. Look how high I went in the sky from that explosion, and that's kind of glitchy, so I'm going to respawn. Very, very crazy. Make sure you watch out. Also, do you like that I called it Sparky the Creeper? Yeah, very, very crazy little death, but it's not as crazy as number 1 in terms of its raw damage, and number 1 might not be as dramatic as you might think, but it does show that one of the biggest dangers in the game is one a lot of people don't think about, because the number 1 source of damage in Minecraft is actually falling damage, with a potential maximum of 126.5 hearts. That's enough to overkill you 12 times over, and even with feather falling, all these things, you can't really protect against it with a damage that fall, because basically every 3 blocks you fall will any block you fall after 3 blocks will give you an extra half heart damage. So 4 blocks means you take a half heart damage when you fall, 5 blocks means a whole heart. And because this doesn't stop, it doesn't cap like the Falling Anvil, if you go all the way up to the top of the world, so let's just go up to the top here, shall we? And then you fall all the way down to bedrock, so we'll try and form this little thing here. That's actually 255 blocks of drop, and if you jump, it's 256, meaning you'll take 126 and a half hearts. So, in theory, in creative, if you switch to survivor, you can go higher, but, just for the sake of proving this point, actually, I think we're still not quite there. Where the beacons stop, that's 256 blocks up. So yeah, this is where you can stop placing blocks and build, which is why this stops here. But yeah, if you go level with the beacons and then you drop, you can see where the beacons stop. That's where you know you've gone above the limit. So if we go just below the limit, where we can still see the beacons, and we fall, this is what it looks like. And you can probably expect what's going to happen, but we are, of course, going to die like that. So that was 126 hearts of damage I took there. My health bar just couldn't take it at all. They could have taken anything like a tenth of the height. But yeah, that's why falling damage should be respected a bit more. It's actually the most deadly thing in Minecraft. It's kind of funny that it works out that way. Even if you have feather falling boots, it's still more deadly than most things, because feather falling boots only take a certain % off the damage, so you can still die from a fall that big. In fact, the only way to prevent it is to use a bucket of water and to just place it before you hit the ground. Or even better, if you have an ender pearl, you can use it to fire at the ground and teleport there before you hit it. But other than that, you're kind of just dead if you're flying towards the ground. So don't do that. Don't fall from 256 blocks. It's not very smart. I'm sure I don't need to tell you. But yeah, that is also going to be the end of this video. So yeah, you can die in any amount of health from 1 times over to 12 times over. But those are the sources of damage you can take in Minecraft. I hope you did enjoy them. Please do like the video if you did like it, share it if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments down below. Or if you have any suggestions, let me know there too. I'm very curious. And let me know what you thought number 1 was going to be, because I'm always curious what people have to say. Because to me, the Wither was something I was expecting going into this, but he's not actually that damaging per hit. He just has a lot of them. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.